All right, today we're going to be talking about the Theta SC 360 camera. All right, welcome back to Capture School, and I'm here with Scott. And today we are going to check out this Theta SC 360 camera.
Yeah.
So it's a cool little consumer device. So we were working with it for trying to get 3D and 360 photos of the studio.
So you're going to do a virtual walkthrough of the studio and all the spaces.
Eventually. We haven't gotten that far yet, but we're practicing with it.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of work, a little bit of technique involved.
It's a pretty affordable consumer device. They do have pro versions of it, but they get pretty expensive. Comes in a couple different colors. It's got a battery built right into it, so you can actually charge it right up.
Yeah,
and
there's a USB in the bottom, yep.
And you do have a quarter 20 in the bottom as well, and we'll get to why that's important, in a minute. Other things you want to know, you have the included mobile app, internal stitching, and 8 GB internal flash memory that you get here. So you do have to download those down. It takes a few seconds to get them from here to my phone. The device is essentially made to kind of play around, and it's on the Street View site. That's how I heard about it. And Google Street View is for going to restaurants, going to businesses, and you could do 360 photos and see what the inside of the building looks like without actually going there.
Sure.
So they've been promoting that, and then there's a lot of other applications which we haven't really dove all the way into, but you'll see a few that we put in the slideshow in a little bit.
So the controls look fairly simple on that. There's one button on the front, and that's the shutter button.
And I found out that's not great to use, and you saw why when we were doing the first picture we sent to you, that your thumb is literally like giant in it.
Yeah, but there's a mobile app for this, right?
Yes.
And that's the best way to use this camera.
I found that the best way is set it on a tripod, get out of the room, pop it off, which isn't always possible, but
Yeah.
I have a little Manfrotto Pixie tripod or a selfie stick you can use, and if you do that, then your thumb is not in the shot as much, you're underneath it. It's a 12 megapixel camera, and it's got 2 on each side. You have one on each side.
Yep.
And it will internally stitch the shot for you. And you could do video with it as well. I don't intend to do any video with it. It's really not.
But you need the stick or something when you're walking down the street, and it does a 360 while you're walking, kind of a thing.
Yeah. So it can do video. You got a video photo button here. Another button over here that connects to the app by Wi-Fi. So you can click the button, you get connected to it, and then you can run everything off the app.
That's good. I mean, Wi-Fi is better because it oftentimes has a further range. A lot of the USB stuff is 15 to 30 feet max. And so as long as it has Wi-Fi signal, it should be good.
It's not particularly the best quality camera, but it's more of a novelty kind of thing.
Yeah. So you did like a Tiny Planet kind of thing. Is that separate software? Is that something that comes with it?
Yeah, so there's 2 apps that you get. So the first app here is the Theta app, and then you have the Theta Plus app. Theta Plus app will let you go in and do different edits. So what it's doing is capturing both sides all the way around, and then you can see here, there's my monopod, and I put it up on my head. So problems with that, it's too tall, so you'll start to see the blurriness happening on the fringes over there. You can see the telephone pole. So we're going to show you a lot of the problems I've had with this so you don't have problems when you do it. So had a really long monopod, held it over my head like they suggested. Moving. Now that's moving. So I have to put the monopod down and get far away, which then I'll still be in this kind of shot, or get something smaller to hold it over your head. And the purpose of holding it over your head is so you're not in half the shot. Because if I hold it out here,
then you're in it.
You're going to be like this whole right side of the picture.
Or you're going to be split. If you move a little bit, you won't be lined up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is up at Fountain Hills, and it's cool. I made a little Tiny Planet. Again, some problems I had with it. This one's pretty sharp, but you can see how I'm in it now. So I put it on the ground, steady, and the tree comes off, the sign comes off, everything. That's all steady, really cool,
nice
but I'm in it. So like you'd literally have to go like put it down, hide behind the sign, then hit the app, and then come back. And then hope that it doesn't blow over and fall down.
Right.
So I don't know commercial value or any use of these Tiny Planet things. They're cool. I think it's, again, more of a novelty. I'll do it a few times, like, So.
And then the straight 360 views, when you look at them flat.
Yeah, so this is a 360 of our dark room. So these lockers are completely opposite of the enlargers there. So it's a flat version. You could kind of see weird scalloping of stuff on the ground there. I think that's the legs of the tripod. So you have problems that arise from if you try to go too flat with this wide of a shot. I think you can use just one side of the camera if you just want to do a flat wide view. This is a 360, and we'll show you a 360 view now of what this looks like as well of how it looks. So you can see now in the 360 view here how we're moving around in the frame, and you're going back and forth, and you can see Corey there, and then you see Patrick, and you can go all the way around. And if you have your phone, you can actually swipe around and actually point your phone different directions.
Now, that's
and
a
it'll
fairly
show it.
small room, isn't it? Like 11 by 10 room, something like that. It's a pretty small room.
Tiny room, yeah. Problems you have to watch out for indoors, we've noticed, is the lights. So it gives off a cast. You kind of get that
Flare kind of
flares coming down. So if the lights are too bright, it does shoot upwards. So you get that problem.
makes the exposure a little tricky.
When you're looking at the 3D images we're showing you here, you're going to see some of the problems we were talking about. You're going to see the legs that are having problems, the stitching problems, different things like that will not work if you don't tripod it and have a steady camera. So that's some of the problems. You have blur in the fringes of the trees here. So the edges of the trees have blur, the fountain, all of that stuff is a issue because of user error of me moving the device and not putting it flat on the ground.
So that's the key, right? Tripod.
Tripod,
Get it
monopod.
steady. Set it down on the ground, somewhere steady on a table.
Yep, and get out of the scene.
Yep. Or stay, but don't move.
Yep, so it's super easy to use. Tiny, you can put in your back pocket. Definitely kids will probably like it. It's kind of fun. You know, there are commercial available ones as well that are quite a bit more. If you're going to actually do this as a business for, say, Google Street Maps, you may want to get the next level up, which jumps up pretty steep. It's like $1,000. So cool little thing. Check it out. See what you think. You can find it on our B&H links down below. Follow us, subscribe, and tell us what you think if you have one of these.
And we'll see you next time.